Okay, the biggest surprise of the Direct was the Castlevania Dominus collection. This was the 3 Castlevania DS games, which are regarded as like fantastic games. Super expensive if you want them now. And again, just like Marvel vs. Capcom or Marvel vs. The Fighting Collection, whatever, making these games accessible modern day is a big thing. So I'm glad that they did this. You could get all 3 of these masterpieces for like $33, you know?
Wow.
And it's out now. It's shadow dropped. And Chris,
wow,
I already bought them. So whoa. I had $30 in credit, and I'm like, this is where it's going. Because I'll talk more a bit about it later, but I think I'm gonna venture to the Castlevania games. I think that's my next destination. Cause
yeah, have you played any of them?
Yeah, I played Castlevania 4 on Super Nintendo. Never beaten it, but I've put a lot of time into it. And Castlevania Symphony of the Night, PlayStation 1, also put a lot of time into it. Nice,
you beat that one?
Never beat it though. I've never beaten one, but like I've spent so much time in them, you know. So yeah. I want to give it like a good ass like attempt, because going through the Metroid series has really opened my mind up to like, you know, go back and like try things that you've always known about and dabbled in but never really fully committed, you know.
Yeah,
you might like it. So yeah, Castlevania. I think I own every Castlevania game really though for the Switch, because they do all these collections and like I've been picking them up over the years, so it's there. So
yeah, which is the collection that includes Symphony of the Night?
That is the only one that's not on Switch.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that one's PlayStation. Yeah,
you can get it on PS4, but no, that's not on Switch. That's annoying.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's annoying.
These games are perfect for the handheld.
Yeah, exactly.
That's sort of the advantage. The graphics just, in my mind, they look a little bit better on the smaller screen, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to blown up.
And I'll be honest, I'm probably playing all this on my Mii U Mini. So there you go.
Not the Mii U Mini.
Got to bring out
that's
the
cool.
Mii U.
Yeah, man. For me, I've only ever played Symphony of the Night.
Right.
My neighbor had Symphony of the Night.
Oh, cool.
When I had my Nintendo 64, he had the PlayStation, and we would go over to his place and play some of the PlayStation. So between my cousin Edwin, who was turning me on to Metal Gear, I would go to his house, and he had Resident Evil 2, Director's Cut, and Gran Turismo, and Symphony of the Night. Damn. And I remember one time he called me, and he goes, "Hey, Chris, come try this bullshit Symphony of the Night shit fucking game. I can't get past the first level." So I'm like, all right, let's go take a look at it. So when I go take a look at it, I'd never played a Castlevania game before, right. Even though I'm of the age, I would have seen them coming up with the Nintendo and stuff like that. But it was just my dad never got it for me, I guess, when I was little. He got me Tetris, Final Fantasy, the Marios, right?
Yeah.
But Castlevania just sort of existed outside of my peripheral. So it's definitely something that I've always been interested in playing as well. And I probably would start with Symphony of the Night and then see where else it goes, you know?
Yeah. I'm still like, if I want to get into them, I am trying to work out an entry point. Because honestly, those NES titles are fucking tough, man.
I heard.
Tough and primitive to get back to. It's kind of like how I didn't start with Metroid and I did the remake instead. It's like, I hope there's a remake I don't know about or something like that.
Right. Like, I mean, like a lot of these really difficult Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, you'll hear about this. Like, some of the charm is the fact that it's just a fucking pain in the ass and you're limited to a system. And that is the charm. It's like, yeah, not in 2024, though, when I'm trying to get into it. I don't know what, that's not going to charm me at all. That's going to keep me away.
Yeah.
So I do need the remake. I do need those life improvements and things like that, right?
Yeah.
To make it a little bit more palatable. I guess what I'm saying is I need somebody to cut the steak into little pieces. Yeah. That's what I'm really saying here.
Yeah. That's fine. You know, if you told me you need someone to feed it for you, then that's a problem. Right. All right. So yeah, Castlevania Dominus collection. Get it now.